about the intervention moments that the Lord steps in. There's so many different ways that He is, speaking to us. I think about a couple of times when the Lord stepped in this way to intervene. The first time, or one of the first times, was my son was, I think he was about 3. He's 28 now, and he was 3. And it was in a 1-bedroom apartment. And he's laying in the bedroom, and he's on his stomach, asleep. And I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm just watching TV. And the Lord said so clearly, "Go check his mouth." And I'm like, okay. So I get up immediately because there's no one there with me. And I go and I turn him over, and he's got a big piece of meat stuck in his cheek. He would have choked in his lip. I guess he was chewing. He didn't finish chewing, and it was just sitting in the back of his mouth. And that's the moment you're like, God, there's no question whether God is real because of how He shows up in those moments. And then I remember when Tanaya was 2 and she had a high fever, and I picked her up from my mom's house, and my mom said I gave her Tylenol, but her fever was still spiking, and I took her home, and I was trying to get some things done downstairs. So I laid her on the couch, getting some things done before I went upstairs. And the Lord said, "Turn her over." So I go to the couch, I turn her over, her eyes are white in the back of her head, and she's having a seizure. In that moment, wow. It was clear. And the wonderful thing about when you hear from the Lord is it lines up with the word. When people say, "Am I hearing?" It lines up with the word. But the key is the relationship piece. The Lord is seeking that relationship. He's seeking that companionship. And Pastor, as you said, when we draw closer to Him, He's drawing closer to us, and He wants that. Yes. The word says, "My sheep, they know my voice." It doesn't say they know a voice. It says they know my voice. So I just think about those instances when it was really grand. But then I think about simple instances where you may be praying for someone, and then the Lord says, "Lay your hand on their stomach and come against X, Y, and Z." You have no idea why. You don't know this person. And then they say, "I've been struggling with my pancreas and I've got to get a surgery." The Lord is moving.